Oh my god damn it, looks terrible. Shit, let me fix it. Why does it look like this? Fucking hell. And now I can't
Make it
hear you.
like it used to
Ah,
be,
oh, I
where
can,
it's
I can
like
hear.
where you're in the corner and you're all cut out, and it's like one part, one eye, and a little bit of your nose. Do it like that.
It's a bit weird, but I'm not sure why. I mean, it's fine, whatever. Don't worry.
All
So
right.
we're
Yeah,
live.
that's
We're now it's working.
is it.
I don't know.
Come on,
It should.
let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's fucking do it.
let's assume it's working. I
Let's be
think it's
serious.
working.
Let's fucking do this. And this time I can see you and I can hear you. Remember, last time we used to do this, I couldn't even see you, which is an improvement. Is this on?
You didn't see me. You really?
Oh, it's
Yeah,
live. I
yeah,
never saw you because you remember I was on Skype and I was talking to someone else, and usually that would be myself. Anyway, are we live now?
yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you. What are we doing here anyway? Like, what is this about? What is all of it about? I mean, what should we talk about first? Let's talk about the
Maybe
virus, so
let's make
people.
sure anyone can hear us. We have one viewer, it looks
Yeah,
like.
maybe it's me. I should turn it off.
Call David. Ask him. No, I mean,
Yeah,
let's assume
if
everything is
anyone
fine.
can hear this,
I
just
think
write
it's fine.
something.
No, it looks fine.
All right, it looks fine. Um, what are we? What are we gonna do now with this? Are you worried? Are you? How worried are you?
I think let's first don't mention the current word of the day because YouTube blocks it. You
Really?
know? Yeah, you know why?
No.
Because yeah, usually people when they learn about it, they're like, "Fuck YouTube! Why do you block this? It's so important to people."
Yeah.
But actually, they block it because a lot of people talk a lot of misinformation about it. Like
Right.
lie, they don't know anything and they just start these tips how to how to survive
Right.
whatever what to do. And it's usually bullshit.
Yeah.
And YouTube just said, okay, fuck this. No one's talking about it.
That's interesting.
So yeah, when they detect it, they just cut it out.
Makes sense to me. I mean, I was gonna say that, like I don't know even know what to say that hasn't been said anymore. Like what can you add to this? Like people made fun of it, that was cool for a while. Then they were serious about it, and they were worried about it. And what else can you possibly say that hasn't been said? Like if you want
You
to
can
be,
you can say that everyone should shut the fuck up. No one knows what's happening. And the most dumbest thing that's irritating me, they try to calculate these mortality rates, and
yeah,
they're so wrong. They're looking at the data and they're interpreting it completely wrong.
right.
And they're saying it that's what's happening. And like,
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, obviously the number of people that got it is much higher because they're not testing
yeah,
everyone,
yeah.
and obviously there's a lot of people that died that you don't know, and they might have died from it, and
No,
also so yeah,
the biggest issue is that a lot of people got it today. So of
right.
course they won't die now.
Today was a big
They
day.
need a few days to die. They need
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
week.
No, no,
But
it's
they
true. Yeah.
calculate them. They're like, okay, this is a lot of people. Anyway, whatever.
Anyway,
But
let's
I
not
mean,
talk
it's
about
we can.
because
Why not?
if I
Go
care
ahead.
about anything in this life is not to be blocked. This video is so important to
No, no,
me
but
that
we can talk about it without mentioning it.
yeah, exactly. No, but listen, what are we doing here? Let's tell people what's this is really about.
Yeah,
And
let's
what
figure
this
it
is
out.
about is what's your theory?
Wait, then just scale this a bit because it's fucking irritating me.
And yeah, maybe you can open some window or something just to see if someone is typing something.
Okay, I think it's
I
okay now.
just in
We
case
can.
someone asks some shit. I don't know.
No, I can see that window. Yeah, I think you can see it too if you go to the channel. You can see. You can go to the channel and click. You'll see it. Just go to the studio.
Oh, the previous video is also visible. I think you should delete that because we tried to do this a moment ago and it didn't work.
God damn.
We
I
tried
thought
again.
I
It's the
didn't know it
second
was
attempt.
there.
But because it's a spur of the moment kind of situation.
Oh yeah, I'll delete it.
We
Fucking
decided, like, Steph has been like, hey,
actually, on even oh no, that's the new video. Wait. I mean because I think even on the old video. Ah no, it's not. If you click on the old video, you get here. Oh no,
hmm,
no, actually no. The new video is the old one.
yeah,
What the fuck?
anyway.
It's so weird. Anyway, I'll just delete it.
Well, I mean, the point of this is just, people are bored and we want to do something. I don't know. We want to talk to each other and see what happens. And
How do I delete
yeah,
this?
I don't know what else to say. When we started this podcast, first of all,
Okay, it's not there. God damn
Like
it,
when
it's
you,
so weird. Anyway,
yeah.
look,
Well, listen. Let's delete this one. The whatever one didn't work, we can delete it later. It's okay,
yeah, sure.
as long as this one is working now.
Yeah, it's
Is it
fine.
working now?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So if anyone has any questions, ask us. If not, just leave. Just go to the other room, as if you can leave. That's the thing nowadays. Like when people say, I wrote to this guy, like trying to set up a call for tomorrow from work. And this guy, yeah, I'm relatively free tomorrow. Like, yeah, no shit. Like, what do you got to do? Hey, I got to go to the bathroom at 8 o'clock, and then I brush my teeth at 8:30. Like, what? You have nothing else to do, man. Now, people, that's the thing. You don't have any excuses because of that, which is cool. I have a friend who's like, he's not into the chatting thing. Like, that's his thing. Like, I don't like to chat, and so, but his excuse always is, because I'm so busy and something happened. But now he's not doing shit and he's not writing again. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck, man?
Some
Now
people
you
are
see you
busy.
work
What I
home.
mean, there's some people are working from home, right?
No, of course. I mean, everyone yeah, people have the luxury to work from home. That I mean, it's in the sense that not some people are going to be affected by this economically. People are going to lose jobs, and that's not cool. And so whoever can work, it's fine. But there are positive things to this. They're interesting. I mean, besides you read these articles about how it affects the environment and how it clears pollution and all this stuff. But besides that, I was thinking, I was telling you this today about that it makes you think. It makes people think because people don't normally these days they don't just stop and just stay home and do nothing. Everyone's always rushing and always like I got to do this, I got to do that, go here, go there, and you don't have time. Like even if you have a day off, you run away somewhere. Most of the people, not everyone, but people are not like I want to stay home and just think and meditate on things. But
Do you
now
think they're
everyone,
doing that now?
yeah, I mean, they're forced to. Maybe they do shit for a while. They play games and they get high, whatever. But then at some point,
Yeah, maybe, maybe
they
now.
have to think about something, right? And so I was thinking, and I enjoy this moment to take a break, from people also, from everything, from the noise. What I was telling you today is normally when I was going to work every day, I go out and I put my headphones on and I listen to music because I don't like, people out and talking and on the subway at the office and everything, just chatter all the time. And I was like, oh, I'm so much into music. That's why I'm always wearing the headphones. But actually, I'm not that much into listening to music nonstop. It's just that I want to cancel the sound. And now that I'm home and it's quiet, I don't listen to music. Like the whole day, it's quiet. And you know what? I enjoy it. Like I listen to there's some like sounds out of the window, some birds and shit. There's some car drives by, whatever. The wind, like that's. I mean, the silence has some sound, and you don't even sit down for a moment to enjoy that. What do you think?
Yeah, I also think it's the shit, man. It's like no people anywhere. I just walk around. I mean, because
Yeah.
actually I'm not that scared myself. First, because I don't communicate with old people at any point. I mean, my
Well, I
no,
don't
I mean
think that's how you
my
get it. I don't think it's from
yeah,
old
yeah.
people communicating with
No,
old.
no,
Yeah.
no, no, no. I mean, I don't care about if I get sick,
You don't
because
eat
I will
bats.
just
You don't eat old people.
no, I mean because I'll just be sick at home and I'll go out again.
Right.
Uh, Also, of course I protect myself. Of course I don't go near people. But the thing is, I don't freak out. I'm because many people are like, I will stay just home. I won't go out at all. And some people actually have been at home for 10 days now and
Right.
haven't gone out at all.
Yeah, even longer. I mean, because even before all the shutdowns began, a lot of companies were like, "Yeah, we're going to be one step ahead of the curve," and everyone go home, stay home, and
Yeah, but
yeah.
I don't. What's the
If you were
point in
in
that?
China, you've been home for 2 months now. I mean, they're now just coming out for the first
I
time.
mean, I see what's the point in that. The point is because people are retards. They can't just you can't make them be safe. But I think I'm safe. I think I don't touch stuff. I clean my hands. I walk far from people and stuff.
Right.
I can't imagine a way in which I will get infected right now. The way I'm behaving outside. But if I'm going outside, I biked. Yeah, this I went to the mountain with my bike on Saturday, and I was like, this will be the shit. No one will be out. I'll be with my bike,
Yeah,
and the whole mountain will be mine.
yeah.
But guess what? It was full
Such a
of
genius
cars.
idea. Yeah, no one
It
had
was
that
full of
idea ever.
cars and families. I have never seen it so full there.
Yeah.
And and the weird thing is like there was this lady talking with some other lady. She
Mm.
was under the building, and the other lady was on the balcony or whatever. She was talking with her, talking. She was screaming so everyone could hear her. She was like, "Oh my God, look at all these people! They should find them.
Yeah.
It will be like Italy here." And I'm just staying there, like thinking, well, I agree, but here I am, and there you are. And then
Yeah.
there was this article the next day, like angry people, they,
Old lady fined
with,
for
no, not
screaming, for yelling at
this
a
old lady.
balcony.
No, but like witnesses, like there was pictures of all the people there, and like witnesses, they say they saw this many people, and I thought, like, what the fuck? What are the witnesses doing there? I don't know. It's very weird. But
Yeah.
whatever. The thing is, people are what the fuck. Anyway,
Yeah, no, I mean,
that's my
listen,
rage.
it's interesting times, man. But it's nothing new. It's so interesting how
But
nature
still,
works.
I think I'm better with the bike, because I'm fast and I don't pass near people much.
Uh,
So.
the thing is, I don't know if you can even protect yourself if it's like, you know how it works. I mean, it's particles in the air. You find some place with no air
Uh,
to be safe. Stay in
Yeah, but
vacuum.
yeah, I mean, I'm of course I don't know, but I think outside it's much more safe. Maybe if you're far away, it does make sense to me. How do they fly? If there's no rain, no.
It's nanobots, man. It's the Chinese. They made the nanobots, and they are flying in. Uh,
I'm not. I'm
yeah.
not. I don't think it. Actually, I read a bit. And I don't think it's that easy. Just if you're like several meters away from someone outside, I don't think you can catch it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know, man.
usually
I mean,
from touching. That's why
people
they
say
don't touch your
everything, and some
face.
people say it's super easy. Like the
Yeah,
one
but
meter and a half
touching
thing.
is super easy. You just
No,
touch
no,
something
like
someone else
even
touched.
breathing in the same room or something like
Yeah,
this.
yeah, but still, you have to be like close and stuff. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know. Well, we're still alive. We're gonna see. This whole thing is about just finding out if one of us is gonna die by the end of it, and by
Uh,
that proves something to the
no, but
world.
this might never end.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Have
Like
you
staying
thought about
home or?
that? No, no, no. I mean, this virus can be here forever now. Why not?
Yeah, probably. It's probably going to be one of the things. I mean, you ever get this like all these diseases they don't disappear like tuberculosis didn't disappear like all
Mm.
these things they just add up when we just find cures and we keep and new ones keep coming.
And they're not even sure if once you get it, you get immune. You know.
Right.
So
And then you don't know
maybe.
what happens afterwards. Like what if it like in 5 generations you get dumb or some shit. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
could
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
like
anything can be.
it could mutate at some point. But anyway, what are you doing besides that? You growing your hair? What are you doing? You
Yeah, I'm growing
tell
my
tell
hair. Don't you see? It's so
I
long
see it.
now.
Yeah, so long. I'm growing the mustache again. It's like one of the again great things you can do when you're home. And I'm so happy, by the way. You can feel my breath now because I ate so much fucking garlic. Like this is the thing I love about this. It's like I can eat all the garlic I want. As for those of you who don't know, I live in Spain now, so I'm in the real red zone, in the real danger zone. So we are like really locked
I'm not
down, and
sure. I mean,
everyone is.
I see that there are a lot of people, but where are they? Are they near you?
I think no, like Madrid, and
Oh,
there are a
shit.
couple of areas, but even here already. I mean, it's already the lockdown is the same on the whole country. So people are like being fined on the streets, and it's really like really empty, and everyone is home, and they have this thing every 8 o'clock at night is they start yelling and screaming for some reason. I don't know what the fuck the point of that is.
What do you mean?
It's some like if you listen at 8 o'clock because it's quiet the whole day, and then 8 o'clock people start fucking yelling and screaming, and it's like it means something.
Ah,
Like I
you
don't
mean like I see. Nice.
from the
Yeah, I
balconies
saw
and,
some videos. They're like playing songs and music. It's pretty funny.
yeah, and yelling. But anyway, but
I can't
it's
believe this is working, man. This live thing. Just
man, this is much
crazy.
better than what we used to do because it's
Yeah.
it's like minus the editing, and it's whatever happens,
Yeah,
and it
but
stays
you
on
think
there.
that's good?
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes
Well,
stuff
I mean
happens that
that's
we didn't want.
natural because the point of this is like like long format conversation and the way that people talk normally, and you know we've been friends for so many years, and now we're not, and it's good that we connect this way because otherwise, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Like otherwise. But what can we talk about? One thing we talked about is like a lot of people some people turn to fucking and repopulating this planet, taking the opportunity to, we have some people that we know that are fucking real hard now, last minute fucking because then the babies are gonna come. And congratulations for those of you who you know who you are who expect them babies coming in and all that.
Hey, what was the thing with the baby boomers? Why were there so many babies then?
I don't know.
I think
I,
there will be like baby boomers too now, maybe. I don't know.
I think it was like after the
The
war
war,
things
yeah,
got
the war.
better, yeah, and people stayed
But
home and
now it will be after the virus.
yeah, could be. I
After
mean,
the stage.
and
It's like boom. You know they call it boomer remover, right?
yeah, boomer
So
remover. What do you mean?
yeah, because you know boomers are the old people, right?
Oh shit, I didn't hear that.
But
No,
the thing
I
is,
didn't know
so
that.
it removes boomers, but also creates boomers. You know.
Right. How about that? Well, one thing, the other thing is like playing games, right? So we got both of you and me got into the fucking Witcher now. We're talking about this. I got
Yeah.
it here in the fucking Switcher. I got the Switcher. And this is such a fucking, it's such a bad mistake. But no, I mean,
Uh, I think I'll be over it very fast.
yeah, could be.
That's with games with me. I get very, very like addicted right away. But in 1 week, I'm like, fuck this. I don't want to see
Yeah,
it.
right. But the thing about it is like that reminds me of like we were talking about this, but I don't think I ever talked about this in front of the multitude of fans we have, uh, which is like the idea of balance and how it's important in life. And I don't know if you share this idea. Like, do you think? I mean, because you heard what I say basically. If I'll repeat myself, no worries. But before I do, like, you already know what I'm gonna say. So, what do you think? Do you agree with me? Like, what do you think? Do you think it's a good thing to try to keep balance like that, or
Which
not really?
balance?
Balance in life in general between different things, and being aware of that principle. So in your example with the
Uh,
game, like if you don't play at all, like you don't play every day, right? And then you get to play a game, and you're like, oh, I'm so excited, I'm gonna go back home, I'm gonna play it, and you play it,
yeah, but the thing is, yeah,
and
I've got excited. You know, when did I last get excited? Like 2 years ago or something.
right.
So anyway, yeah, that's another thing.
No, no, but my point is like you get into this like over excitement and you play a lot and then you're tired and the next day you're like, oh, I missed this, I skipped this, I didn't go to the gym, and then you hate
Oh
it,
yeah, yeah.
and then you hate the game because of that, and then you don't play it, right? And that happens with everything, in my opinion, in life. And so I thought it would be really nice uh, to have balance, because what I thought was like people get wound up about something, and there is this perception that still exists. And I think it started like maybe in the 80s in the States, and it's like a capitalistic idea that if you get into one thing and you really work hard in that one thing, and you just forget about everything else, then everything's going to be great and you're going to be the best in the world in this thing. And of course, it's all makes very logical sense. It's probably, it works. That's how a lot of people made it in life. But the price you pay sometimes is just crazy, and I don't think people realize this. And I think other people come into play, like ego and competition and money, and people just don't want to admit that they made a mistake, and they keep going in that direction without saying, you know what, actually I want to hold back and see if I don't miss anything in that pursuit against this in this one line that I'm in. I'm missing so many things are falling apart from me that it's not worth. And I think it's a more mature thing to realize this and consciously be thinking about that balance, and have a little bit of everything. And maybe
I think,
that's a better
yeah.
approach. What do you think?
Uh, I don't think first to realize that you're missing something, you have to see that it's there, right? So if you don't see anything, you'll be happy, right? If you don't
Right.
see any other sides of life, you know.
No, but what if you justify the your losing of
Ah,
something with like, oh, I'm losing it
I see.
as a
Yeah.
sacrifice in the pursuit of this other thing, right? And but then you have diminishing returns. So at one point it works, but then at some point you're losing so much more and you're not gaining so much more with everything you lose. You know what I mean? And but the people keep going because they're so like obsessed with it by that point. Okay, so maybe to give an example, because this is like out of context, So let's say someone is like really into a particular career, and he's thinking, okay, I'm working really hard in that direction, things are working year after year. Maybe at the beginning, I'm not very convinced. I'm trying this and that, but finally, no, no, this
Yeah,
is
I hear
good.
what
Like,
you're saying, but depends what's his motivation. The thing is, that's the
so you
issue.
think
If
the means would justify
Yeah,
the
if the
justify the means?
motivation is love for whatever you're doing, not money. If it's money, then yeah, you're fucked.
Right.
But if it's, I mean, I read this book. Actually, it's a pretty nice one. It's called Flow, the Optimal Experience, and it talks about this stuff. Like there are people who work a lot, like all 10 hours a day, and they're
Right.
super happy because they love this. They don't work for money. Like they took some examples of some miners, I think, some like hard worker,
Yeah.
that's just work hard, and he was super happy because he really enjoyed it, and he was the best there. But and they proposed him to like to raise him like to be some leader or something. He was like, no, I like it like this, you know.
Yeah.
So it depends. I think it's when it's about money, this thing that you mean, then it's bad. But
Right.
yeah,
Could be. Yeah. No, I mean, but because I don't
yeah,
know.
that's my problem with money. A lot of people just want money. They don't know. They don't want anything particular, They just wanna
Yeah, or to put it
hoard it,
otherwise, they
like
kind
some
of
people.
they I think what they do is a lot of people measure things with money. They think the more money I make, then the better what I then like I'm making the right decisions in life or whatever. It's so wrong. It's so backwards,
Yeah,
because
it's
it's
like
like
yeah,
the
don't
money is
really.
the result of something, not the
And
the goal.
it's a
It, it
means
sh-
to do something else.
yeah, so it's like it's the same with the happiness. We've talked about this like a lot, like that we both kind of agree with the idea that happiness should not be like the goal, but a side effect of pursuing some meaningful goal. And the same is with money, I think, because but anyway, because yeah, if you focus on the money, then you make what the fuck are we talking about? This is so philosophical. We remember the old herbal infusion times and how it was. Yeah, let's talk about this. Let's talk about herbal infusion, because I wanted to ask you this. We've been talking about this, and I have this feeling, I have this perception that you are a little bit. I don't want to confront you. Don't feel like I'm
I'm feeling
attacking.
confronted.
I don't feel like I'm. If you feel like I'm attacking you, just tell me, and
I'll
I'll stop it.
just
Right.
disconnect now.
But I feel like you're judging a little bit the herbal
I'm
infusion,
judging.
the
I'm
herbalness.
judging.
Yeah, I think so.
You're saying that.
Yeah,
All right.
and I'll tell you a bit
Can
why.
you
Because
elaborate?
yes, I think okay. So let's explain to people. So everyone knows very well what herbal infusion means, but what people don't know is that um, I think okay. So I think that there's a difference between what I think and what you think, a very fundamental way, and that is that I think well okay. Hmm. You kind of got me there. You kind of got me there. I give up on this. No, okay. No, no. Listen. Let me take. Okay, forget it. Let me tell you what I think, and then you tell me what do you think, and then okay. So what I was thinking recently is that there are possibly some ways that you can use herbal infusion um, to as a particular tool as if you're a creative person. And if you're a creative person, you're creative in many different ways, not just in that particular craft that you have. Like if you're, I don't know, a writer, a musician, whatever it is, not just in that work, like you're creative because you create works of art in that field, but you also create, or you should be, in my opinion, also creative about the way that you do them,
I wonder
right?
about
Because if you
balance
have that
also,
core,
right? We spoke about balance, right? Imagine if I'm much louder. Wouldn't that be dumb? Oh,
oh
actually, I
shit,
can see it. Let's just.
hmm.
I'm talking now. Can you talk now?
Yeah, I'm talking now. I can,
I think
well,
I'm
I can
much
hear you.
louder.
You think so? Hmm.
No,
I
wait.
don't know. How do we
No,
check
not much
this?
louder. Uh,
How
wait.
do we know that?
Test.
I wonder if
Oh, what's
anyone
what's
watches
happening?
us.
Shit.
It's
Wait, that's weird.
another interesting thing. Let me check if there's any viewers. Viewers, if you're out there, can you chat? Can you say something in the
You're loud.
comments?
You're loud. You should.
I'm loud
Yeah, yeah. You should.
on the mic. Do you think
Yeah,
this
yeah,
would work?
yeah.
No.
There is a red
Is
thing that you're hitting on my side. Can you talk now? Just talk.
Yep. Yep.
It's
Am I talking? Am I loud?
yeah.
Am I loud now? Is it okay? Tell me, is this quiet
Actually,
or no?
I can. It's you have to talk. I can't. If you're just quiet, you're quiet.
I'm talking. I'm talking. I'm talking. Guys,
Okay,
if you're
just
with us, man, this is these guys. Whoever is watching
you know
us,
what? I'll just
someone
mute
is watching
myself.
us. It says Ibo Grant. Bro, fucking 10 minutes ago, and we and something Vasil Bradichko. These guys are watching us, man. These guys are fucking with us,
But
man.
we are not watching
You
them.
guys, these guys are watching, and we're loud, and I'm
Actually, I
loud. I don't
think
know.
I fixed you on my side, and now it's fine.
Okay. We're loud. These guys don't care. They're fucking sticking with this shit. You guys are so great. Look at this. Ibo Grant. I think I remember this guy. You've been watching us for like for. I mean, this guy. It's probably he started growing up inside his mother when the first show was on, and now he's here. And then Vasil Berdichkov. So long. Look at this guy. He still doesn't even have an avatar on his
Damn,
account.
he's a
Like
baby.
this is cool, man. It's fucking 2020. Put a picture of yourself there. What the
He's a
fuck is it?
baby.
Anyway,
Alright.
it's a babies. They're not even, but they're such nice babies, guys. You're so nice. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
This is fucking amazing. Okay, so listen, let's fucking bring this game up. All right, listen. Getting back to the herbal infusion discussion. If you're creative, you have to be creative in every way. So I mean,
There's another issue now. I see. I think they hear you from my headphones. God damn it! It's maybe it's everything is so broken right now. You know. I think should be better now. Mm.
what is going on, man?
You
You're
know what?
breaking my.
Let me get my. You know we had these professional headphones from Joe Rogan. Remember?
I remember them.
Let me get
Send
them.
them to us. Yeah, get them. I'm gonna occupy the audience for the moment. Um, guys, I see 5 people watching. Vasil Bradichkov, leave me alone. God damn it, man. Listen, I can't leave you alone. I see these mistakes you make in life. Like put a picture because otherwise, I'm gonna tell you why. So now you're thinking, listen, I don't need this Google thing. Who cares about Google, right? Who cares about another company and that thing? I'm not gonna put a photo there. I know you kind of like you're a rebel. You're a rebel against the system in a way. But listen,
So should be much better now.
you should put an image uh, of of yourself there. I don't know what I'm going to. Sometimes it doesn't work. I go in some direction, it doesn't work. I was talking to Vasil Bradichkov, who said, "Leave me alone," and probably left running. Did you fix it? What happened? Is it
Shit.
okay now?
I don't know. Maybe let's ask the guy who ran away.
Vasil, can you tell us? Is it okay now? Can you hear us? Tell me right now, if you before you
If
leave.
you don't,
Before you leave.
yeah, just tell us and we'll leave you alone.
Is the audio okay? Am I louder than Steph Trius? Because I normally am in many ways. But is
I
it
think
is
it, I
it
think it was bad, but now it's better. I think it's okay
Mm,
now.
okay. Let's trust you. Uh, why not? Okay. So Steph Trius, I don't know, man. What should we talk about?
Yeah,
What is the
this
most?
we think this is nice.
Yeah,
The thing
yeah.
is,
Let's get. And by the
uh,
way, your camera is completely out of focus. I don't know why, but
God
it's
damn it,
focused on
fucking
something
shit.
else. Oh yeah,
Oh,
it's focused super close.
super close.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Get it on your face so it gets the face right. Look at this. It's a nice place, man. Show a little bit of those lights, man. Why are you showing this side of the apartment?
It's not
Show the light.
very.
The
I
lights
mean,
look really nice, like a,
yeah,
like
the
a
lights are
nightclub.
nice.
This is Steph Cho's apartment. He's a very wealthy man. What you don't know about Steph Cho, he's a wealthy, successful man, and for many years he's been supporting me financially and otherwise. Uh, and I moved to Spain, as many people from Bulgaria. They go there to work, prostitute themselves, and all that. That's what I did. Like a typical Bulgarian, I prostituted myself here.
Um, did we change topics or
No, no, no. Sorry, I was
we
just
talk
it was
about your
an
prostitution now? I was thinking
interlude.
about this interlude. No, I was thinking about the way drugs affect us. Have you noticed how
Yes.
differently they do? And
Yeah,
by drugs, I mean
I
alcohol
noticed.
too. So,
Yeah, you know what?
no,
But let's
no,
that's
I
the
mean
point.
about because when you say
How do
creative,
they?
like
how do they affect us? Let's talk about herbal
Yeah,
infusing
it's
first.
so different for everyone.
How does it affect? How does her?
I
I'm
think
looking at a
I think it's
couple of
the
jars over there
I think it's the same for us. For us
because I
too.
opened the drawer to take out the camera and I see the jars inside, and you know what's inside the jars. There's substances there. But what I was talking about is how does herbal infusion affect us, in your opinion? Summarize it for everyone, because I mean, surely
Yeah,
it's individual, but
exactly the thing that you're saying.
everyone.
It opens
Yeah.
creativity a lot.
Okay. I would, you know what? If I had to put it in one word, I would say, in my opinion, it makes you more sensitive.
Yeah,
And
to
why is
everything.
that? Why is so you makes you sensitive, and in that way, that's why, for example, people are giggling and whatever. By the way, open a window with the guys if someone is chatting or if someone has any questions.
Yeah,
Um,
the Vasil guy said he's here, so we
all
failed
right.
to.
Yeah, thanks, man. Whatever. This guy's very conflicted, very difficult person. He wants to leave, now he's here. I mean, I don't know. Make a decision in your life.
No, he
But
wanted us to leave him alone. Not he wanted to
okay.
stay.
Sorry, man. Just do your thing, man. I'm sorry. We'll never talk about him again. Take a note. Write on a paper. Never talk about this person ever again.
Yeah,
Just because we never want to have anything to do with him.
we'll
You
never
know,
mention Vasil
I
Berdichkov
always,
ever.
I always tell these people, you know what? You don't like it? I'm gonna give you your money back
No,
for
no,
you.
no, 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 no. We're too small for that. Everyone should stay. They're like
All
five
right. So,
viewers
so
for
let's
now.
get back, let's get back to the topic. When you're sensitive, things that are funny are funnier. Things that are sad, they're sadder. You know, and and you're sensitive to your thoughts more, uh, to picking up ideas that normally when
And
you're sober.
just dig there.
Yeah, when you're sober, your rational mind is canceling them because you have all your thoughts like whatever, like I'm worrying about this and I have this on my mind and this, but in this state, you're like a kid and you're like I don't care about these problems of grown ups, and you start thinking about these imaginative situations, and that's which part you can apply to creativity specifically, that imaginative and that kind of sensitivity and sensibility to your feelings and your like weird thoughts. And I think that's interesting, and that in that sense it could be used as one of many tools in your arsenal or in your toolbox of as a creative person. You know, it's not, it shouldn't be relying on anything. I really don't like the idea of being reliant on one.
Fuck.
What kind of, let's talk about your issues now. I want to get to the bottom of this.
Every time at about 11, my internet is shit. I forgot to fix that.
I think,
I think so.
but how does that, what happens when we're not live? What's, are they,
I mean, just black screen or
oh,
something,
okay.
you know,
Oh, that's fine.
just whatever.
That's okay. That's much better than I
But I'm not sure
expected.
if it's working now. I mean, the this OBS shit is working, but I'm not sure if YouTube is
Tell me,
working.
how does it work? How can you afford all these disco lights in your apartment and all these different things, but you can't just take out the router and do this at the back before?
Sure. Oh yeah, yeah, it's live again.
Okay. So anyway,
God
um,
damn.
so where were we? Let's change the subject for good measure. New reconnection, new subject. Let's do it every time we reconnect. Every
New
time.
stream.
Uh, listen, man. It's
We
just
lost everything.
what can you hear me?
Yes, but we lost our two viewers.
Oh my goodness. And those were hardcore viewers.
Actually, you know, maybe it's the router because I restarted it and now it's fine.
It
God
was
damn
this
it.
Ramadan guy, or what was his name? That was the guy that was like hardcore. This was Vasil.
Ramadan.
So Vasil.
Ramadan.
So
What did
I
you?
don't know, man. I mean, what do I know?
Anyway.
If anyone is still watching, just say something because you might have a last
No,
chance.
don't worry about it. We're
Yeah,
posting
all right.
this,
Don't
right?
worry
So
about
who cares who's
it.
watching now?
Steph,
No. And I can't hear you. This old shit is happening again. Fuck this. There's so many issues to the everything.
Man, this is intense. Like
And again disappeared.
I'm gonna let you do
How?
this technical shit because you're the
No,
pro,
it's
and then this happened. How
but you're
sad.
back now.
I'm back. Am I back?
Yeah.
Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
you're back, but fucking hell, why is it so hard? What year is it?
I don't know.
Why do we have these caveman issues?
Every time in the start it's like this, but then when we get to the million, the first million subscribers, then usually it gets better in my experience.
How will it get better? It works, then it doesn't work, then it works again without doing anything different.
But as we grow, it's gonna improve for sure. And you know, I think I think it's important that people have the right expectations, and when it comes to this, those should be zero. And actually make them a negative expectation, -2, -3, so that you can get it up, flip it up at some point. Eventually, you flip it up upside down and go like on the router. Anyway, Stefcho, what's up with you, man? Like, what about your family? How are they? Do you know how are they? Do you know?
They're fine, they wanted to visit, but I told them not to visit because, you know.
They shouldn't, because they might arrest them on the way. And they're like, it's in the middle of the way, guys, but find a house and get inside. So
Okay.
just somewhere in whatever in the middle. Um, don't
So
Ibugorov.
what we're talking about? We'll talk about something before this.
Talk about herbal
What was
infusion,
this? Yeah,
and then
yeah.
afterwards,
No,
uh,
we didn't finish it.
we didn't finish it. Yeah, because it was mostly me. Now it's your turn. Let's see. What do you
But
have?
you didn't finish anything either.
I kind of finished it though. No, I said it makes you sensitive, and that's
Yeah, yeah.
useful. And I don't like relying on one thing. So it's not about like that's not a solution. That's what that people
It,
shouldn't look for like a one solution
yeah.
for anything.
No, but the thing
Just
is, yeah, it
add
makes
tools.
sensitive, but it makes you also sensitive to not to external stuff, to like
Yeah,
music, for
distractions,
example, like uh,
white noise,
what?
some distractions, like
Noise.
something that's not maybe is
Yeah, but no, I mean, yeah, art, like a movie or music or a painting, probably. I haven't experienced that, but like the music part and the sometimes when I listen to some even a podcast, I'm like listening to oh my god, like if you listen to Joe Rogan while he's high and you're high too,
yeah,
you get mind blown.
right. No, there is something.
Yeah, yeah, especially this thing. Yeah, if you're listening high to someone else who is high, it's the shit. It's like,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you, it's
I mean,
like it's like
is it very surprising? It
you
shouldn't
kind
be
of
like,
it's like you tune up to the same frequency or something. It's
right.
very weird.
I don't think that that's like a very surprising thing. We try to empathize with
It's
people
kind of
that
surprising.
they're similar to you in many ways. Like if you're, I don't know. I mean, you talk about a mountain. If you're walking out in the mountain somewhere, there's no one there, and you see another person walk by, you say hi, right? You're like all of a
Yeah, that's very
sudden,
weird. Why do they do
right?
this?
Exactly. So why is that
We
less?
don't say hi anywhere else.
Exactly, right. Because somehow that particular thing connects you, and maybe that's the thing. Like you know that that person is in that state, in that whatever situation, and you were in that situation, and you kind of like,
But
oh shit.
what else is like that?
It's like waves, they like
There are many
intersect.
other situations.
What is the word in
Yeah, but
physics
no,
where the
no, I don't think
wave
that's the explanation. It's just stupid. There's some other explanation there.
doesn't-
Because there is no other situation like that. It's just the mountain, and you
Well,
can
that was the
intersect it.
very first thing came on top of my mind. I can
No,
give
no,
you
no, no, no. I just meant that this mountain is a separate thing and it's
ah,
weird. And we should
ah,
talk
that's
about
the
this.
mountain phenomenon. It's a
Yeah, yeah, but it's
special.
weird. Why are you doing this?
I don't know, man. There's many
My
things.
my I had a theory that it's because or you had that theory or someone else. I felt I think I talked with someone about this and we came out with this. It's because you're alone there and someone else is passing you alone and you're scared and you wanna like say you with good
Yeah, I'm
intentions,
cool, man.
like
Yeah,
hello,
hi.
like
Because if you don't say
have a good
something
day.
and
Please
then
please
you
don't kill me.
turn around and you find a knife in your back,
Yeah,
like what?
yeah.
Ah, man, I just can't talk. I'm mute. That's why I'm in the
Yeah.
mountains. Because the beasts, they
No,
don't care.
yeah, yeah. That's not the reason, but the reason is maybe just to say like I respect you so much because you're in the mountain too, and I'm in the mountain. Fuck these other
Right. I
plebeians
love
in
you
the
so much
city right
because of
now.
that. Like
Yeah,
that's
maybe.
could be.
Maybe
Photography.
it's old people started it and now they'll die.
You know, photography, man. Let's talk about that. We never talked about that, but we both like taking photos. That I think that's called photography.
Everyone that's lost in life likes to take photos for some
I
reason.
don't think I think it's like one of those things.
Have you noticed this?
It's like,
Everyone when they get depressed, they get a photo, they get a camera.
ah, come on, man. No, it's like
Yeah, man.
travel. It's like everyone likes it. It's like one of those things that everyone likes. But everyone likes it at a different level. And
Not everyone. Yeah,
now
oh maybe yeah.
it's I don't know.
Yeah, of course. Everyone takes photos with their phones. Yeah, I
It's
get it.
that's an interesting thing because it's one of those things. They have a very low barrier to entry, and it's deceptively easy. And you think, okay, because just because everyone can do it, like it's shit and whatever. But and now
Okay,
it
what's your journey? What do you like? We both got pretty nice cameras, like not super high end, but kind of high end. So why did you do this?
why
Why
well
didn't you just shoot with your first camera?
that's a very good question actually because nowadays you can do 90% of the shit with your phone and you don't even need to invest in anything. But I guess for a couple of reasons. Well, first of all, because I like a little bit the technical aspect of it. I guess it's like a little bit of like a gadget thing. Like some guys are into cars, some guys are into watches, some guys are in, you know. And I guess I'm a little bit into that. Um, the other aspect is because it's like taken away from your phone. I guess it makes it like it separates it. Okay, it's a different thing. You know, I take out my camera. It's a special thing. My phone, I take photos with my dick, you know. I take photos of shit, like I don't know, food, like stupid shit. Like people take stupid shit, selfies and food and whatever. That's retarded. Documents, like I don't know, read a page of the book and I take a photo and I take send it to you. But with the camera, I take photos that are like special, you know, they're different. That I try a little harder. I try a little. I think, okay, how should I approach this subject?
Uh,
Which side, you know? So and that's maybe that's an excuse for me only, but it works for me. So what about you?
what? It's crazy. What do you mean? It's completely different. The phone is shit. It's super shit. For the last 10 years they started from I don't know 1 megapixel. Now they're like 100 megapixel, and it's still shit. you know?
No, it's the only thing that a phone is missing really is the lens
No,
capacity, like
no,
that
man.
aspect of.
Yeah, yeah. But no, it's shit, man. It's like a drawing. It looks well only on the phone. When you open it on a big monitor, any photo looks like
Yeah,
shit. Any.
yeah, yeah.
It's just for
That's true.
Instagram and filters.
But
It's very
yeah, but
strange.
that's the other problem. That's the real shit that I hate. It's like, you know, even if you're the reason that people kind of underestimate photos now is because of these fucking platforms and the fact that everyone's using phones only and like your Instagram, it crops the photo, it compresses it, it makes it
No,
small, and then you look at it on a small screen, and then it's like
it's not
whatever.
just that. Still on small screen you can see when it's not with a phone. It's like so much more dynamic and the
Yeah,
focus looks right. Otherwise, it is software blur shit that we already
right.
discussed
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the phone
in the
adds
first
too
season.
much.
That's the second season, by the
Yeah,
way. There is no reason otherwise for the break.
right, right. Yeah, and I mean, could be. So what do you like to take photos of? Because I know what you take photos of, but is this what you enjoy taking photos of? Because I feel like there's
Not
the photos that
really.
you take, you know what I mean? Like you
You
take
don't
photos
see
of
them
events
all.
a lot.
You don't see
You
them
take
all.
photos of
Yeah,
people in it.
yeah, I
Right.
like that.
But I don't think that is that the main thing you like to take photos of?
Not That's one of the main things. But no, the main thing is people. I like shoot people on the events. They're
Right.
people. But I really like
Why
also
do you
portrait
think is that?
photography. Huh?
Why
What?
did you get into that in particular? Why do you think people are interesting?
First because it's people and it's hard to. Not everyone can get a nice picture of them. It's some building. You go to the building, you take a picture, then you Google it, and there are like 1,000 better pictures. You know,
Mm.
anything like some nature, some tree. Yeah, also like that, but I don't feel that special
I think it
unless,
makes it yeah, it makes it more unique in a way when it's a
yeah,
person. Right.
yeah. And the
So
thing
good.
is, yeah, of course, but if you wanna take another picture like a tree or a flower, you have to approach it very in an interesting way, so it's special, yes. Because
Right.
like a flower or a tree, it's nice by itself, but with
Yeah.
people, you can play with light. Yeah, I guess if you play with light, you can play with light with anything. But also in all these events, there are usually lights that are pointed somewhere. It's not like sunlight. It
Yeah.
just and sometimes it's very interesting, like what happens on concerts or on the
Right.
swing events that I so far. It's only swing
No, for
concerts.
sure. I mean, I think it's a good point. You have more to work with when it's a person. Like you have endless amount of moments and
Yeah.
things to capture, as opposed to like
Yeah,
landscape or something.
that's actually when I'm shooting high. That's what I feel like. It's like you see some moment that's happening and like just steal it, like you just
Right.
capture it and just save it forever. It's very when you
Right.
locate it. I'm like, damn. And this shit
Yeah.
happens all the time. There's just no one to take a picture of it.
Right.
Like someone
No,
smiling to
that's interesting.
someone. It's
Like
very.
I don't know. With me, I don't take photos so much of people because, well, first of all, like you need the special conditions to take photos of people. You can't just like and shoot random people,
Well, you
without
can.
permission.
Yeah.
Well, you could. I mean, you got to figure out a way that it's
Some
not like
people do it. Yeah.
abuse. Yeah. Uh, if you figure that out, that aside, then
But
I
it's
don't
much
know.
harder. Yeah, it's much harder because you
Because
have to
if
hide.
I were to do it, I'm thinking there should be something like I would love to. I love to take photos of friends. Like I've taken a lot of photos of you and like all the other guys but uh other than that, like strangers, I don't know, because I feel like I need to know that person to take a photo that represents him in a good way. You know what I mean?
It's
If
with
I
stranger. The hard thing is that they can't. They're always nervous or something like. That's the other thing. You can't really.
yeah,
You can't.
they have to not know that you're shooting them. Like there has to be
Yeah,
the element
yeah,
of like yeah.
yeah. That's different.
Um
Yeah, but yeah.
right. I don't know, man. I mean, I got into like I'm more into like landscapes and I don't know, like him if things are dead, I guess, to sync with my soul. But I don't know why exactly that is. I don't know. It's just in a way it's
Because
lazy compared to what
you
you're
visit
saying.
nice places. What can I shoot here in Sofia? It's everything is ugly and dumb.
I think that's not true. I think that's I was thinking about it. We were talking recently, and I was saying, man, it's so great. Like Trnov and Gorna, it's where we're from. These places are beautiful. It's a beautiful area, and the cities are amazing. And if young people had what to do there, and more people were living there, it would be so nice. Um, and I think if anything, from traveling around and from living abroad, one thing you learn is that you don't appreciate the places that you kind of grew up in and in that home. You don't appreciate home because I come here. For example, I live in Barcelona now, so for the last 7 months. It's a beautiful city. So I walk around the streets and everything is beautiful. And I walk around to new areas and new places I haven't seen, like a tourist kind of like, oh, I explore this area now. I go to this area now. But I've never done this home. Why not? There's so many areas I've never explored even back home. And I could have like gone, oh, let me check this street or from that angle and oh, that's oh yeah, that's it. That's maybe
Yeah,
one
but
reason why I take photos like this is
you
because
were
I
small there. You were a kid. Didn't you play outside?
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like you still you kind of get okay. You get your routine from here to school to here to there, and
No, not really.
you kind of I don't know. Maybe that
Here,
was me.
we were exploring so much with hair around. Like we went to
Mm.
lakes and
Oh, I
swamps.
was exploring too. I mean, remember that I was exploring too. We were exploring at some time
Yeah,
together,
not
but I mean, no, not
together.
really. But yeah, but at the
Yeah,
same time, let's
yeah,
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 I was yeah. Actually, I was exploring.
yeah. We
Um,
were going to
but I
the
was
this
taking
waterfall. What was the waterfall? Yeah,
God, yeah, I mean, yeah,
Amen.
all kinds of places, yeah. But the thing is, no, but the other that's maybe a reason why I'm into landscapes because it's another reason to go somewhere. It's like when you go to the events with the camera, it's different than when you go without it, right? You all of a sudden you're like extra excited because like not only am I going to listen to this or
Yeah,
look at this, also like contribute in a sense with this skill I have or whatever. So it's like that with me too. I'm like, oh, where am I going today? Oh, okay. So I'm gonna take these lenses, or I Google things in advance. I Google like what you said, like you Google a place to see like what photos other people have taken of it. So like you either take something else or you take a different version of whatever it's taken already. So you don't take the obvious photo. Like you go to I don't know, go to Paris and you have a every variety of photos of the Eiffel Tower. So you have to think, like, how can I take a photo of this that is different? You know what I mean? Like I remember when I went, yeah, Paris is a good example. So when I went to see the Mona Lisa, right, yeah, to the Louvre, and everyone's seen endless photos of the Mona Lisa, but what you don't realize is how small of a actual painting it is, and it has this big like rail around it, so you can't get anywhere near it. So you're very far from it. But then outside of this fence, you have a bunch of people that have, I don't know, over 100. That's probably where the virus came from. Have over, I don't know how many hundreds of people eating bats there in this room. So you have to wait forever, and then everyone is like, no one is actually looking at it anymore because everyone's just looking at their phones backwards, trying to take a selfie with the phone and the painting behind. And so I thought, I don't want to take the same photo as everyone else has taken. So I mean, I took a photo that I think many other people have taken, but I basically turned around and I took a photo of the people taking a photo of the Mona Lisa, and I wrote something like, like Mona Lisa's backhand or whatever. I don't know, it's some stupid, but I looked at the situation and I thought about what should I do that's a little more original than normal. And that's like usually my approach, and that's why I sometimes Google places and events to see what has been done about that. Maybe yeah, I don't know. But great hobby. I really like it. I think it's a nice thing. I think people should do it because it makes you look differently. Makes you look at things differently. Uh, uh,
Shit, fucking
subjects.
internet. It's went to shit again. Do you hear me well? God damn it. Shit. Fuck.
Man, is it okay? What happened?
I don't know, man. It's every fucking day. This time gets fucked up. Maybe I'll call them
We
tomorrow.
should do it another time. No, we can do another one tomorrow, man. We can do it every day.
Sure, yeah. I mean, we can do. Yeah, of course. Why the fuck not? But we should do.
What now, man? We're not that special. Can we make something that's more special than us in a sense that will surpass us? Probably. I used to like these stories I was
I
reading.
think now it reconnected, actually. So maybe.
We just started now. Okay.
Yeah, because there are like 5 things in a chain. God damn. So now we are
Just
back.
next time, maybe try to turn off The Witcher before you start broadcasting
No,
or
next
whatever
time
it
maybe
is.
you should do it because when I disconnect, we can you can still talk.
Yeah, let's do this next time, which is tomorrow, which is in a few hours, basically. We're gonna do this again because it's
No,
work.
it's now. Now it's tomorrow.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
listen. So
sure,
I
we
want to
can do one every
apologize.
day. Yeah, let's do one every day. Why not?
Let's do one every day because eventually it has to
It's
work, right? It's
better.
like
It's
the
better
AI.
than play. It's better
It's
than
like
playing The Witcher.
it's it's like the AI. It's like no, and I can still play it even as we do it. So I have
We
this
can
benefit.
maybe play The Witcher and live stream it.
Is that what you're doing? You're probably playing it right now. That's why you're fucking
No.
crashing. Because every time you restart, you secretly like you level up. You kill. Um, but let's talk about also creative pursuits. And I've been talking to you for a long time and trying to encourage you. I mean, it's not like you're not making progress. You constantly are. But I try to encourage you to do more and more and more in that direction. And it's not just because I want you to fail at everything else and get bankrupt, but it's also because I really believe that it's something worth pursuing, and I've seen you light up about it and be happy more than from anything else by doing these things. So that's why I encourage you to do it. And yeah, so how is it going? You have a band, the new band. So let's talk about the band first.
Okay, let's talk about the band. It's a metal band.
So
Actually, is anyone here from the show? Maybe not. But the drummer is the same.
right,
The
is it
soft
only
voice.
is it only
Only him, yeah.
Corpo? No,
Only. What do you mean only? We were like 3 people.
what
Two of
happened
them.
to Julian, man? Is he out?
He has his issues.
God damn.
He's just doing a lot of things, He's just the opposite when we talked in the beginning of the guy who is concentrated on one thing.
Really?
He's the other guy. He's concentrated
Really?
on everything. Yeah, he's doing like tennis, bass playing, work, mountains every weekend.
Fuck. Tennis. The fuck
Yeah,
is
table tennis.
ah,
Yeah,
table?
he's crazy in table tennis. He was winning some championships
No
already.
shit.
Yeah.
God.
It's just some like the IT tournaments.
Ah, okay. So
But
it's
they're
like
like
basically
all of the IT companies in
it's the worst
Bulgaria
thing
and
ever.
Sofia, and he's winning them. No, it's
Pathetic.
not that bad.
No, I'm
You
kidding.
know.
It's great. It's great. It's great. I didn't even know. This is fucking awesome. And I mean, when you take all of the IT company, that's like 90% of the people our age are involved
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
some capacity in those companies. So that's pretty great, man. I didn't know that.
But
Um,
otherwise, we're writing songs. We have almost 3 songs now.
so which guys are there? So how many guys are you? Who is doing what?
Four.
For
Me, Borko the drums, I'm the guitar, one bassist. The bassist was here actually once. We talked about politics a lot, remember?
right,
And this guy from Pernik. Pernik.
Pernick.
Pernik.
The
Yeah, the
singer.
guy from the singer, the
What was
singer.
his name? Was
Giuliano.
Jew. Is
Yeah,
he a Jew or is just
no,
a pretend
he's
Jew?
just a Jew. Uh, but
So
yeah,
who's the
he's
best?
actually it's pretty nice because
Who's the best
I
out of these
think
guys? What do you
we
say?
I think we're all pretty good in the end. Like taken actually I do believe this. We're good and the yeah of course we're good kind of maybe I'm the worst, but I'm still good in some ways. But the good thing is that everyone has something to give, and also the vocalist is studying philosophy, so that's pretty cool.
Wow.
He's writing lyrics on this topic, which is nice.
Damn.
And you know, it might happen, something might happen, but I don't care actually. I just want to play. We're having
Right.
fun, and I believe it. I
Yeah.
believe in it. You know. Yeah,
The
that's
only
nice because I don't care. I don't want to make money from this. That's the issue here. A lot of
yeah.
people want to make money from this. You go like some guy made a studio. You go, can I record something? Because like yeah, 1,000 lefts. Like
Right.
what? I don't even know how it will sound. You haven't recorded anyone there. And he's like, no, I'm a world pro now. Like okay, sure,
Yeah.
but he isn't actually because then you hear what he records and it's shit.
Mm.
Anyway,
What's his name? And,
any of them.
no, but
No, not every of them, but most of them.
yeah. No, I know what you mean. I totally agree. And the only thing I can tell you is like because I know you and I know that you're motivated by in this case you're like this is I'm doing that for fun because I'm doing other things for money and that's great and it's like that's exactly what I do and so what a lot of people do.
So
Um,
what do you do?
but well, I also have a job for
Yeah,
that
yeah, I
pays the
know, but the
bills.
thing you do, you know.
Well, so the moment it's writing, but let's finish about the band first. So I don't want let's not
Yeah, sure.
that's your moment. I think it's great, and I heard some stuff you guys did. The stuff that you posted. Unfortunately, I've never been to one of your performances, but
Yeah, it's
if
good.
ever,
The crowd was they went insane. And a lot of them they don't listen to that music and they went insane. I came afterwards like, oh my god, I didn't know they were that good. I didn't expect it to be to sound that. Even some people
amazing.
were like, sorry, like I'm sorry, I thought it would be something, some cringe, but it was cool.
Yeah,
Like
that's good.
whatever. Yeah, that's nice. You know.
No, and what I was saying is like you shouldn't even if you're not feeling great that day or you're like oh that you keep going like that's good that because I know you and I know you're sometimes like yeah I gotta feel it and if I don't feel it like I quit and I'm out and I'm you storm out and that's it and don't like
Yeah, I know. I kind of
if this
agree
is
with
really
you.
worth it if this is worth it like pursue it be more serious about it organized about it.
I'm not. I know why you think that. Yeah, I kind of think that, but not exactly. Yeah, you say that you have. Yeah, that's thing. Um, so the thing is that the different the approaches you can do about creativity and art. One is just to like
Yeah,
wait. Oh my god, I have an idea. The other is to try. Just go to the blank page and start writing. Don't wait
yeah, yeah,
for. And both cases work, but one case is you can't depend on it because it might happen, it might not.
exactly. Yeah.
But the other one, yeah, of course, if you start writing every day, at the end of the month you'll have at least one page maybe of something. Yeah, of course,
Yeah,
I
I
agree
mean,
with that. Yeah, that's true.
yeah. So in my case, it's writing. So if anyone is listening to this, I'm sure no one is by now. But we started this for many years. Whoever's on this maybe knows. We did the show. We did just stand up, whatever. Steph Chu was helping, and Devi is helping, and everyone was helping, and it was a big charity just to make me feel better and the whole thing. And
No, I want
but
that is my best time of my life, dude. You know, I don't know.
yeah, and I'm happy to hear this because I it was great for me, and I'm
And for the rest of the
I was
guys, everyone is very happy with it. You know, they remember.
yeah. That's awesome. So what I'm saying is like after I moved out, I stopped doing that, and I tried for a while, and basically, I first remember I tried doing like videos in English first, but that didn't work, and then we tried the
You
podcast, and
didn't
that
really try. I wouldn't say you
yeah,
tried.
but I'll tell you why. You know what happened in my like what I think happened. Uh, I was missing. Well, I was missing you guys as one of the ingredients to it because I realized, okay, so I'm doing this by myself. Oh, all right, great. I claim like it's all me, whatever. But actually, it wasn't. It was like I send it out to you, and I care about what you're gonna say. And we recorded, and Devi is looking is behind the camera and is recording. And it's been a busy week, and has been at work and whatever. And he's on his phone watching a game because he's a fan of football, and he's watching a game, and he has a headphone in, and he's kind of looking and checking that I'm in frame, everything's fine, but he's watching the game, and I'm doing my thing and I'm telling the jokes, I'm looking at him, and as soon as I get something and I see him laugh and like put the phone down and look up at me and be like, wow, that made him laugh. I'm like, that's it. And I realized how important that was and how big of a part of the whole soup
Yeah,
that
this
was.
thing, the feedback, the constant feedback you get.
Exactly. Yeah. So and I
Live.
it's like
You know that
without
that's one
that,
of the things that's I read in this book, the optimal experience. You need to get feedback like constant. That's when
yeah.
because when you're like
So
alone, yeah, it's kind of sucks.
yeah, so that was very interesting that I discovered shit now in a new place with new people with like I don't want to replicate it. It feels almost bad if I want to look for people to replace you, and I never did. But and so I thought, what am I going to do now? And then I started this analysis, and it took a long time. And we tried the podcast too, and we tried different things, and I thought, ultimately the thing that I really like about all of these different endeavors and the connecting thing between them was the writing part because the thing that I really enjoyed the most was the creative part, like writing those jokes for the first time before I even deliver them. And the delivery, it was part of my who I was at the time when I got into it, like whatever 10 years ago. It was I was a different person. I was much more insecure, so I needed that feedback. I need that approval, people laughing at me, like, oh yeah, that's great, that makes me feel great. And now I don't need it so much. And but that creative outlet of my creative juices and feeling productive and doing something that's meaningful, that part I still miss, and that part now transformed into just pure writing. In a sense, it's much more challenging because like what you're saying, the feedback. This thing has zero feedback, right? I'm constantly writing and I'm sending these stories. So I just recently finished today. I finished my 11th story. So right now I'm writing short stories. So I finished this story. Every time I finish it, I send it out first to some friends to read, and then I send it out to
Wait,
different
that's
magazines.
not the one I inspired. That's the
The
next
next
one.
one.
Oh
Um,
damn.
so and I send it out to different magazines. I try to get them published. I try to get, but they all reject them left and right, and they
Why
don't
why?
explain.
No fuck. I mean, everyone says they get rejected a lot.
Yeah, no, that's fine. No, I don't
That's
care about this. I don't get affected by it.
yeah.
But what I mean is, I don't even know. Like, I don't. There's no feedback because they give you these automatic responses. I have this huge spreadsheet of like every um, every story where I have submitted it and what's the response. And if I look at it, the responses are the same from the same magazine. It's like
Mhm.
there's like this Charlie guy. He's like, for example, the head editor of magazine of fantasy and sci-fi, and he's every time Charlie's like, sorry, but it's a great story, but it didn't quite grab me. And this response, and by now I was like, this guy is this
You know what
response
these guys
grabs
do?
so
They
bad,
like,
like
but they get like probably 1,000 stories per day. So
yeah.
he reads the first two lines and
They
fuck this.
probably don't even read. Probably there's some algorithm, something like that
Ah.
story, and maybe reject some part of it, and then some other
Mm.
part of the stories maybe get read. I don't know what.
No,
I don't
it's
know.
not algorithm. It's just random guy clicking. Maybe he
Maybe,
doesn't even read it.
maybe they read the first few lines, and if they don't like it, they don't go on.
Also, they might actually the criteria might be high there. Also, that's also possible.
Yeah. So,
The
but
thing is, if
my
you've
point
written
is,
10 stories, 11 stories, these guys there, they probably written 1,000. I don't
so
know.
So what? So my question is, and this is like I'm really curious because I don't know if my approach is right. And it's I'm interested like to see what's your thought about this. Like when you, for example, you like this music thing, and you do the band and it's great and it's feeling great and people like it. What is the goal then? What is like the bigger picture? What do you want to achieve with these guys?
I wanna be able to play because now when I play like when we do covers, it's the shit. Like we sound amazing, and now when we have our own music, it's also like it just sound you feel great. Like when everything sounds like you're when you try to put something, it's not just some music that it just I can write some music now. I'll get a guitar and write something, but
Yeah.
it has to it has to have something there, like some intent to make you feel in some way or something. And that's what you get when you get that point where the music hits you. Because it's one thing to hit you when you're listening to it. It's another to have to hit someone else with it and
So you
to be
wanna
able to produce it.
like
The
that guy
feeling is
that Charlie that wasn't grabbed. You want to grab people with your stuff. Like you want to touch
yeah.
people with your shit.
I believe that's the next level. Like first you consume, you kind of just consume whatever art, just even whatever art you take. Then the next level is to get inspired from it. Just build up on it. Otherwise, you're just a consumer.
Yeah.
Like if you just read books, you can't just, oh my god, I'm such a good book reader. I'm the shit you so much better than you. But actually, why not write something? That's when you get
You kind
you
of give
can
away that idea of the gift. Like it
yeah,
has
yeah,
to
yeah. I
circulate.
mean, I haven't read it yet,
Yeah.
but
Well, yeah, not to spoil it because it's not a big spoiler, but and it's a nonfiction book, so there's not spoilers in there. But the one of the ideas is that in order for anything creatively to really work and to really be on a high level, is it has to circulate. So it moves on. It's like you get this gift, whatever it is, and then you have to put it out. If you don't put it out, and also
but I don't think
yeah,
that's rules that you can't just say you have to,
no,
like
no, no,
that's
it's
how
not
it should.
rule.
You
I
kind of feel it. It's like a natural thing
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's you
So,
know
so what the guy was writing, this was fascinating. So, we're talking about a book called The Gift by what was the guy's name?
Lewis.
Lewis Hyde. Yeah, and so this was very interesting. So this guy was writing, and he gives so many examples, and like one of the things he was writing
Goddamn connection
was,
is going away, man. Again.
yeah. Oh shit.
Fuck.
Let's see. So,
Maybe I should just restart it now. Oh,
uh,
fuck.
uh, let's wait until it breaks.
No, but it's
And
shit
then we're gonna
now.
change the subject, right?
No, I don't want to change. It's
Cliffhanger.
nice. It's a nice subject. We'll be right back. I'll just restart it. Fuck this, man.
No,
Or maybe
I
you
can
can
hear
talk
you
about
well
it
though.
tomorrow.
We
Or
could, yeah. Oh, yeah, we could. Okay, let's try to end it then, because let's give people something to hope for. These two people that listen to
yeah,
for five
because
minutes
now
and
it's shit.
all right,
It
listen
gets
up,
disconnected, and
listen up,
actually
people.
let's talk about some random shit now while it's on.
Okay, listen up, people. Tomorrow we're gonna be back, and probably by that I mean in a few hours. We're gonna do it in the morning where the connection is crisp, and
No,
5 in the
no,
morning, be up in life.
no. Let's say when.
Uh,
What's the time
what?
now?
When? Tell me.
It
It's well,
it's
twelve
11
twenty. Yeah, 11:20.
in in Barcelona, 12:20.
Yeah,
So
eleven.
tomorrow is Tuesday. I think we can do it at 8, 7. I mean, you say like when is the earliest you can do it?
What time is the best connection? I mean, you have the issue, so
No,
you tell
the
me.
issue happens at 11, and I'll also call
Okay,
them and research it.
so let's do it
Maybe
at 8.
someone decides to download some hardcore shit from my router. Maybe someone hacked me. Maybe that's the
For
time he.
all right, let's
Maybe
do
that's
it.
the time.
Let's do it at
That's
8.
my suspicion. What else can it be? And
So that's
now,
the only logical explanation. Someone's hacking you right now at 11, every night at
no,
11.
it's not hacking. So it's not that. Yeah, it's hacking, I guess. But maybe someone is feeding off my router.
All right, so
Uh,
8
the thing
o'clock.
is because the thing is I'm using this router, which is some router. Then because my apartment has two walls from the router that I can't fix. And then I'm using this Google Home, no, not Home, but yeah, maybe, no, not Google Home, but Google Mesh network for it's like three.
What the fuck are you talking
It's
about?
very high end shit, man. I got it from the USA when I was there. You have these three devices, they're like very futuristic, like three cylinders,
Okay.
and you put it around the apartment, and they kind of connect and work. So the thing is, I have two of these, the router and then this thing, so the Google thing and then the router.
I
It's like
think
an
you should
extender.
throw out at least 3 of those things. so that you limit them. The devices need to be because there's a war between them now. I think
Yeah,
they're
the
fighting
AI
off
is.
each other's energy. They're eating up. Okay.
Well, my point was I can't get to the router and see what's up with it. I'm not sure why. I'll have to check this out too.
You can't.
It's just not. Yeah, I think something on the chain happens. I'm not sure even. I have like 3 networks right now. I'll probably get cancer in within year.
Fuck is going on there?
I don't know, man. It's weird. So the thing is, I'll do this. I'll try to connect to the router,
This is
so I'm
crazy.
sure no one else is there.
Yeah, try to do that.
Then actually, there's no then. We'll just do it at 8 o'clock and everything
Yeah,
will be fine.
let's do it at 8 o'clock.
There is a then. I'll call the provider and
Right.
tell them what the fuck's
Call
happening, so
Google.
they'll
Call
tell me.
Google and tell them, listen, I got this pyramid that you sold them. I was in the States. I got so remember in the States when I got them? So help me out. What do I do?
No, actually, they help you out. As a real person helped me out in the beginning. I had some issues. They're really fast and
Really?
responsive.
How do you know it
But
was?
I don't think that. I chatted with him, like,
Yeah, and he typed really fast, like in half a second he had a five
No, he
paragraph.
didn't say every second word wasn't hmm. You know what? That's the robots do.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
huh.
So he was better at that.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Okay. He was like a writer. He was like okay. Um
Yeah.
so let's talk some random shit now and let's wait until it's over.
I mean, if you want to go to sleep. But yeah, I think it's okay now. Yeah, I think it started to deteriorate, then it got better. But I still let's not talk about nice topics now.
Let's talk about
That
shit.
was my
Let's
point.
always talk. Let's always finish on the worst note possible. Let's make it a new rule. Um,
Yeah, it started
well,
to
listen.
deteriorate again. Yeah, how
I'm.
much time?
This is the worst thing about this is no exercise because I'm latching on to this
Yeah,
opportunity
god
now,
damn it. I
and
was just
I'm
trying
gonna
to
get
get somewhere.
and I'm gonna look like shit. I just lost
Yeah,
some
me
weight,
too.
and now I'm gonna look like shit again. I mean, not just. I've been losing it for
What happened with
for the
fasting?
last
I
20.
wanted to try fasting, but like the second hour, I was like, no,
Oh
I
yeah,
can't do
we
it.
didn't even talk about this here. So remember
Let's talk about it tomorrow.
when I did that. bef-
I don't know, let's
Let's
talk
talk
about
about
it
it.
seriously. But I just wonder, are you fasting now? Why not? Because now
Yeah.
it's a great time to fast, you know?
Oh,
No? Mm.
yeah. That's the perfect. No, it's any time is good. But no, I'm not doing it now. I no, but I used to do intermittent fasting for years. I mean, really, not just like on purpose or anything. But I've tried everything from like eating in the morning and lunch and not eating after, eating in the morning and in the evening and nothing
But
in
what
between.
happened? Did you feel better?
And I tried the fasting, like the fasting, where I didn't eat anything for 5 days. That was awesome. That was the shit. That was the shit. I tell you,
I read about it and
this is the shit.
it's dangerous. You shouldn't do it.
It's so
Everyone
dangerous,
says
man. I was like
72
dropping
hours
back.
afterwards. Yeah, maybe you were fine because you're healthy, but to some people it's not
I
fine.
was fat. No, but no, for sure it's not fine for everyone, especially the anorexics shouldn't do it. But in no, there's some cases you shouldn't do it. There's some cases you should do it. I don't know. Research it. Do research. We're gonna talk about it
No,
very
yeah,
much in detail tomorrow
yeah.
at 8.
So it's
But
fasting and the gift. Yeah, we should have
fasting.
some topics. It's nice to have
Yeah,
topics
yeah,
and
yeah.
not get to
Let's
them
prepare.
then just.
Yeah, yeah, let's get serious about it. When we have the internet, right, and no one is hacking you, and the Google guy that you know, your friend at Google, he writes to you and he says it's all fine, you can go ahead, go live. Google is also part of YouTube, right? Like YouTube
No,
owns
yeah,
Google, right? And
no, it's the opposite.
okay,
Google, Google
okay.
bought YouTube long ago.
I know I have been paid by them.
You,
Never. No,
you
I've
haven't
never been paid.
really,
I've never been. No,
but
no.
because you didn't
And
request it, you've already had like
I
two
never
dollars.
reached the threshold
I even
for
I even got
withdrawal.
to
It was
$2, but I think they took them away from me.
yeah, there's some threshold for withdrawal like 70 or something, and I
Ah,
never got to that.
damn, that's sad.
But now's the chance. Now's the time.
Yeah,
Now is
we
the
should
time to
fix
get all that money
the
back.
connections.
I think we should do everything. Focus on the music, your band, on the writing, and then do this just for the money. So just be clear.
Yeah, sure.
We do this. We're gonna from the next episode from tomorrow at 8. We're gonna start requesting money. We're gonna do a
Oh yeah,
Patreon in the middle. Like at 7, we're gonna set
yeah,
up the
crowdfunding so I can
Patreon.
buy a new router.
Yeah. Let's do some Indiegogo, some whatever,
Yeah.
trade
Are we posting this?
Indiegogo, legit